Well, hello there, Bath County teachers. Wanted to create this video to give you a walkthrough on how to complete and to utilize our student success meeting protocol during our PLCs. We do that by going to our staff resources link that'll take you to this page where it says staff resources. From there, you'll see the Bath County student success meetings. When you select that option, it'll take you to our webpage. And on the Bath County Student Success Meeting webpage, you'll find every school. Find the school that you're at and the day that you are planning to create this. You'll create this ahead of time. So let's say Bath County High School. Let's click on the upcoming date that we have. And this will take you to our Student Success Meeting protocol. It's a protocol, it's a sheet that we complete together. It's the guide that we will use to guide us in our instruction. So first thing that you'll do when you get here is you'll find what team that you're on, what team you have the PLC. So if you have a third period planning, well, you're on the third period team. Let's say you're on the second period team. You will click that. It'll have a link that's there, or you can simply just scroll down and find the header. You're not on the first period team, so scroll on down to the second period team. And on the second period team is where we will begin. In this student success meeting protocol, you will find several cells that are shaded in yellow. Those cells that are shaded in yellow, that is the script that the activator of your team will read to lead the conversation. Once the activator reads each one of those, day one will be completed throughout the PLC. But what do we do prior to that? Prior to the meeting, day one meeting, you will find the red cells are the day ones. Be sure you check the following. Prior to the meeting, bring a planned assessment. See, the purpose of our PLCs, twofold. Day one of our PLC is to plan great instruction. Day one is to plan great instruction. And so we will do that by beginning with the end in mind. We will start with an assessment and ensure that we are assessing the standard to the rigor and with fidelity. And that's the goal, meeting the level of instruction that's supposed to be there. So we'll bring that assessment, we'll analyze that assessment, but just bring what it is. Don't bring a perfect one where you stress about it. Bring what you plan to give. We'll look at that you plan to give prior or at the end of your instruction. Then at that point, after we analyze our assessment, we will look at the method of instruction that you have planned so that we can collaboratively work together as a team, you and your PLC team. So bring the planned assessment and complete the plan do portion of the protocol. Well, the plan do portion are all the red cells that are here. So what is the unit or lesson you're teaching? Fill that out. This is unit number 4, lesson number 2 that I planned. Or if you have them named with titles, whatever you call that unit, nothing. There's no perfect answer here. Is wherever you fall there. But with that, how long do you plan on that unit lasting? And how long do you or what day are you in that link? If it's a 4-day unit and we're on day 2, that's where I'll be planning, then put that there. Not a big deal. From that point, you'll input your standard that you plan to teach. This standard that you plan for students to learn towards mastery. You'll copy and paste that in there. Simple. The link's right there. You can go to that link and find it. From that point, you'll go down to the teacher clarity portion where you will place your learning intention and your success criteria. Every teacher has a folder that is teacher clarity work. If you do have the clarity work where you've already identified the learning intention and success criteria, all you have to do is copy and paste those in those cells and you're completed there. We'll look at those and we'll make sure they're student friendly as a team. From that point, we will align our assessment. We'll look at that assessment that you bring. You can either put a link here to that assessment if it's a digital one, or you can bring a copy. Either way is just fine. What is the assessment? If it's something in the end of the book that you typically give, bring that one. Not a huge deal here, but it's something that we want to make sure is strong. From that point, these are the questions that we're going to go through together. You will go through with your team to ensure they meet all of these guidelines on our checklist to ensure your assessment is aligned to the standard, and then add any feedback during the meeting later on that. From that point, during the meeting, you will not complete any of this It'll be typed in by the note taker during the meeting. So you do not complete any of this portion here prior to. Remember, the only thing you do prior to is bring an assessment and complete up or paste in, there you go, excuse me, paste in your standard and your learning intention. That is all you have to do prior to. We're going to do this during the meeting. Ask all of these questions, not to you, but as a PLC team, we'll come up with suggestions for the teacher to ensure that learning is at the highest level. And that's what efficacy is, collaboration. Now, when we do that, we're finished. At the end of that, that should complete our first PLC, and you'll be ready for great instruction for that upcoming week. And then we'll have the day two the following week. The day two portion of the protocol is the study and act portion. What that means is we're going to look at the data. How did your students do? And how can we address any students that need extra support? How can we differentiate? How can we reteach? What are things that need to be addressed in the future? So you'll have your name here. You'll write your name in here. If it's a team of 3 teachers teaching the same thing, you put all the teachers' names. If it's just one teacher that is the singleton, type your name in there. The class period that you're giving the data on. If you have 4 or 5 periods that you teach the same, give the same test, put that on there. And the percent of mastery, the percent of students that met mastery. Mastery is 80% or better, or if your principal calls it something different, at a different level, you can change that, whatever you consider mastery. From this point, you will complete this prior to day 2. All of these things prior to day 2. What are the topics that were difficult? What are instructional practices that we can make better? That is something that you can share, but also the teachers will provide input. Also, who are students that didn't meet mastery? This is our name and claim list. So this is the time to analyze our data and then provide feedback immediately following this meeting or when you give the assessment. And then how can we reteach those students? And how can we move the higher students forward? The blue portion is the traditional protocol that we followed in years past. So you should be familiar if you are not a new teacher. If you're a new teacher, you'll wait till day 2 to complete this. And once we get there and we have that discussion, it'll be complete. That's how we follow the protocol. Once that's in there, you are finished. It is seems to be a lengthy process, but in reality, it is not, because you just, for the day 1, you just bring an assessment and paste your standards. Day 2, you just paste your data, and then we'll have the discussions in the meeting. That's the purpose of the meeting. It's not to show that you're doing anything. It's to grow together and help our instruction as a team improve for our students. How can we make learning the best it possibly could be at Bath County Schools? Hope this made sense to you. If you need any further help on this, feel free to reach out to me, reach out to a mentor, reach out to a colleague, reach out to your principal, and we'll make sure that we complete this together. Do not be stressed out by this. This is a guide for us to have great instruction planned and analyzed. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.